For our test this afternoon, our logic and accuracy test, the process is really here to validate that the vote counting equipment is programmed accurately and it's counting votes as it is supposed to.
A test run earlier this month at King County Elections to verify that ballot sorting and counting equipment is up to the job.
What you will see us scanning today are test ballots, not ballots returned by actual voters. So that's what this test is about.
This logic and accuracy test, as it's called, is a long-time pre-election ritual. But the November 5th election will see some firsts, including new levels of transparency.
We're providing this radical level of transparency.
King County Elections Director Julie Wise says radical transparency means allowing more observers, like those who attended the logic and accuracy test. She's doubled the number of watchdogs from political parties, candidates, and the public. They'll work in shifts of 12 observers allowed on the floor at any given time.
We've already trained 70 observers so far. I bet we'll beat a record of 300 observer, unique different observers coming in for this election process.
Also, a record number of temporary employees this election season.
In typical presidential elections, we've had about 500 to 600 temporary employees. In this election, we're hiring 800 temporary employees.
And 85 security cameras, plus more live streaming cameras on King County's election website to put vote counting transparency a click away for the public. So there are more cameras live streaming, and they're already up and running 24/7 now until the vote is certified in late November.
Throughout the facility, we've installed floor to almost ceiling glass so people can look into all of our processing spaces.
In neighboring Snohomish County, security and transparency, with large windows so observers can see everything, came with a big price tag for this brand new election center. Ballpark, what was the cost of all this?
Yeah, so we had a budget of about $8.5 million.
In the next county to the north, Skagit, they haven't spent millions, but they do have a new, larger ballot processing area as well.
Seeing how the process worked is helpful. It helps alleviate any misinformation, intentional or unintentional.
In Skagit County, the Republican Party has aggressively challenged voter registrations.
This voter registration challenge hearing is called to order.
Until recent years, a rarely used law that allows citizens to trigger investigations of individual voters.
Research undertaken demonstrated that the voter does not currently reside at the residence address.
This Republican Party representative has challenged the registrations of 57 Skagit voters this year. The Skagit County auditor upheld 34 of those challenges and kicked them off the voter rolls. That's 34 cases out of nearly 90,000 registered voters in Skagit County. All 34 were people who moved but didn't update their address where their ballot is sent.
It might not be caught, or the voter doesn't let us know that they've moved, things like that. But overall, no fraud or any malicious intent that we've been able to find.
No fraud, but that has not stopped Skagit Republican Party Chair Bill Bruck from making those claims.
Our elections and our Constitution have been circumvented and subjugated.
That was Bruck 3 years ago, but he continues to peddle stolen election conspiracies on the party's website. Bruck and other party officers did not respond after we visited the Republican Party offices in Mount Vernon last week.
Hello?
In our fraud crusade investigations 2 years ago, we exposed that their claim that 14 dead people who voted in 2020 weren't true. Check citizenship. Citizenship should be checked. They falsely said that this Mount Vernon man was an illegal immigrant who voted.
Very disrespectful to who I am as a person.
It's fraudulent.
And that this lifelong Skagit resident was incompetent to vote.
It's wrong for anybody to decide that I'm incompetent to vote.
A major concern in our state is who gets registered to vote and how they're registered to vote, and how those databases of registered voters are managed and maintained.
Representative Jim Walsh is the chair of Washington State's Republican Party.
So after years of the criticism which you just leveled, point me to the one case where there's corruption or there's incompetence.
There may not be a smoking gun. You know, abusive behavior may look like legitimate ballots. So it's very hard to prove.
Republicans want to eliminate Washington's mail-in ballots and return to in-person voting. That leaves them primed to challenge the results of upcoming elections.
Definitely the tensions, I think, around elections have grown over the last, 4 or 5 years.
Aren't you worried that no matter what you do, people are not going to believe the results that you release in this election?
I wouldn't lie to say that it's devastating. I mean, it really is. And I believe that if we provide this level of access, that we will get more people to trust in the system and to believe in it.
A theory that will be tested starting election night, November 5th. Chris Ingalls, King 5 News.